Hello everybody, myself is Surjit Thakre. I am the first Indian artist who has achieved a postgraduate degree in easel painting from the Academy of Fine Arts, Repin Institute of Painting, Sculpture and Architecture in St. Petersburg, Russia. I am also the founder president of Rarix Art Club affiliated to Russian Center of Science and Culture, New Delhi. I have an experience of 40 years as a professional artist. Let us start our own illustrative composition. Here I am drawing a scene of story of Ramayana when Hanuman leaping from building to building in Lanka, he set them on fire. First of all, you have to draw the composition. Generally for illustration using watercolor, sketch pen or drawing with pencil. Here we will use acrylic and canvas part. You can use pencil to make the sketch. I generally like to draw direct with flat brush. It gives rhythm and line when you draw freely without any fear. At this moment, don't worry about the perfect drawing. Just keep in mind the proportion of the figures. When you compose the composition, you have to put the main focus on the hero of the story. Like here, I have drawn the main figure bigger than anything else. Any subject you choose will have at least an outline as well as other lines to give it depth. Our eyes naturally follow lines, so use that to your advantage in capturing the viewer's gaze. Let your lines flow to the center of your work or to the spot that you want the viewer to look at. Angled or curved lines generally add more visual interest and movement, but too much can be chaotic. Horizontals and vertical length, strength, solidity and impressiveness, but can be boring. Avoid letting lines divide your art exactly in half, like with horizontal line running through the middle or vertically with free. This pushes the viewers out of the space you have created and will distract from the image. After making the rough sketch, I am using here marker to make the contour. Drawing with markers offer almost instant gratification. Markers are simple to use, require little preparation time and dry quickly. They are ideal for creating loose lines, calligraphic design, and precise technical illustrations. One drawback to using them is that it's not easy to correct mistakes. To work successfully, you need a bit of confidence and some drawing experience. When you compose the form, you have to think about the negative space also. You need to draw that first mediocre draft or sketch to get to that great story or piece of art. It all starts with a small sketch and or idea. You work at it, revise, edit, and in the end it becomes what you had in your head or better. There are so many ways and mediums to do things now. When we first picked up a pen or pencil and started making marks on paper, we began with lines. We learned how line defines form, creates structure, divides a frame, traces contour, creates tonal variation, cross hatching for example, and led the eye from one part of a work to another. Initially, a mechanism for getting outlines into paper, identifying edges, we begin to applaud line for their own merit, celebrate their presence. Whether a quiet flick or charcoal on paper or a streak of graphite. A blind contour drawing contains lines that are drawn without ever looking at the piece of paper. This forces you to study a scene closely, observing every shape and edges with your eyes, as your hand mimics these on paper. The aim is not to produce a realistic artwork, but rather to strengthen the connection between eyes, hand, and brain. A reminder that when drawing, you must first learn to see. A gesture drawing is completed quickly, often in short time durations, such as 20, 30, 60, or 90 seconds, using fast, expressive lines. Gesture drawings capture basic forms and proportions, the emotion and essence of a subject without focusing on details. Due to their rapid completion, they are a great way to record movement and action, as well as increase your drawing speed, confidence, and intuitive mark making skill. Gesture drawings are best completed with smooth, easily applied mediums, chunky graphite pencil, charcoal sticks, pastels, soft brushes, dippled in Indian ink, for example, without the use of an eraser. They are often completed on large, inexpensive sheets of paper where you can move your arm fluidly, be bold with mark making, and not worry about mistakes. As with blind drawings, gesture drawing is an ideal warm up activity. A continuous line drawing is produced without ever lifting the drawing instrument from the page. This means that in addition to outlines and internal shapes, the pencil must move back and forth across the surface of the paper, with lines doubling back on each other, so that the drawing is one free flowing, unbroken line. To avoid the temptation to erase lines, it can be helpful to complete a continuous line drawing with an ink pen varying the line weight as needed to indicate perspective and areas of light and shadow. Like the drawing methods described above, this drawing method will confidence and drawing speed and encourage your eyes and hand and brain to work together. Continuous line drawing work best with an depth observation of your subject without interference from your thinking mind. Continuous line drawing is actually a very powerful way to create a piece that is both hard edged and fluid, representational and abstract, rational and emotional all in one. A contour drawing shows the outlines, shapes, and edges of a scene but omits fine details, surface, texture, color, and tone. Contour is French for outline. The purpose of contour drawing is to emphasize the mass and volume of the subject rather than the detail. The focus is on the outline shapes of the objects of the subject and not the minor details. The illusion of three-dimensional form, space and distance can be conveyed in a contour drawing through the use of varied line weight, darker line in the foreground, paler lines in the distance and perspective. After completing the drawing, now I will fill the colors. I am here using primary and secondary colors like red, orange, purple, yellow and green. For the background we will use violet color, apply with bold stroke. In this illustration I will make the background smooth. To make the smoothness we have to apply two or more layers of color. So we will first cover the whole middle and upward area with purple color. I apply the bold patches all over the upper area. Make the sharp counter. Look, we have covered the 1/3 of area with violet color. Also be aware that warm colors yellow, orange and red will make objects appear closer to the viewer. So use them to create depth and space. Cold colors blue, purple and some green will cause objects to recede into the distance. When an object in the back of your painting is too warm, it will distract from your overall composition and pull attention where you don't want it. The way you place shapes on a two-dimensional surface lend levels of importance, meaning and balance to a piece. Centering your subject vertically, horizontally, or both will always give a greater sense of stability to your work, but might end up feeling a little boring or typical as well. letting part of your subject get cropped off by the sides. Top or bottom will usually add more visual interest as will making a single object fill the entire space. Do watch out for objects that barely touch edges or for objects that just barely brush the borders of your artwork. This type of placement is avant-garde and should be avoided. Now take thick color of Persian blue and apply in the small door and windows of the palace. Just apply with flat brush. Don't make the contour. Now use the small round brush and make the edges sharp. Now take parrot green and apply in the lower part of the composition in the palace. Take viridian hue green and split in the different patches. Too many colors can distract or confuse viewers. If you want the viewers to notice or return consistently to one part of your painting, simplify the rest of it. Decide what the focus should be, and if your eye gets distracted, change it. Another way to simplify your art is to get closer to a single object. Leaving out the perihersal and zooming in until the whole frame is filled with only one thing always brings attention where you want it. Of course, doing so will change your positive and negative balance drastically. Orange patch apply in the palace and in the center part of the composition. Positive space is any object or shape that stands out from the background and registers to the eye as something. Negative space is the background or space around object. Usually it is suggested that you keep approximately equal amount of positive and negative space to make a work feel more balanced. If you don't have enough negative space, your art may feel busy and crowded, but too much negative space can cause the work to feel empty and subdued. On the other hand, a busy, crowded painting may be your intent, and using a lot of negative space often works well at focusing attention on the positive space that is there. You get to choose now you want your art to feel. So pick a balance that's right for your subject matter and style. Make the light tone of orange mixing by orange and yellow deep and apply in the body of Hanuman. Visual art should have a full range of values from dark to light. Without bright highlight and dark shadows, an image will often feel grey or washed out and will be less interesting. Darker areas in a predominantly light section will stand out and draw the eye, and the same is true for the river. Use this to focus attention, but watch out for unintentionally doing so. Make sure you are not adding emphasis to a corner or edge of the painting if your focus is meant to be in the center. Take lemon yellow and apply in the shape of fire, filling all the remaining white space. Take medium yellow, mix some orange and apply in the crown and gada. some small elements of design here. Give some details on the face. Make the contours sharp. Take Persian blue and apply around the figure. This will give depth. In any art, you don't know in advance what you want to say. It's revealed to you as you say it. That's the difference between art and illustration. Aaron Siskin.